What's going on, good people? We on episode 5. Welcome to November. Listen, man, this new Busta Rhymes album is crazy. Anyway, let me turn this off, man. Today we talking about the immune system. We gonna talk about inflammation. The inflammation is real, people. We're gonna talk about it. All right. Let me turn this off. All right. Let me stop. All right, listen, welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Happy Sunday. Happy new month. It's November. Man, I hope you and your people are safe. This is episode 5, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Number 5. Episode 5. I want to talk about something really important. I want to talk about inflammation. Now, here's the interesting thing. Most people don't realize the signs of inflammation are happening all the time, but yet we tend to try to ignore it. So I want to shed a little light on it today. So, like I said, my name is Chris Williams. This is The World According to Chris, focusing on health. I decided to do a series, started earlier this week, talking about the immune system. So I'm doing this whole immunity series. Again, I don't know how long I'm going to go, but people are enjoying it. They're getting a lot of content out of it. They feel like they have something that's actionable. So guess what? We're going to keep rocking. If you missed episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4, just scroll back through my timeline. You'll find it. Also, if you're watching the replay, thank you. As you're watching the replay, if you found this valuable, share this out with other people as well, because we'll constantly be adding and tweaking and just getting more information. Again, I'm just a normal person like you inside of your timeline. So thank you for stopping, number one. But number two, I just feel like with my personal story and all the things that I've been able to do, I felt like, hey, you know what? Let me share what I am learning that's been helping me, right? So that's what I'm here to do today. So today we're actually going to talk about, and I'm going to pull up my notes here because I just want to make sure I got everything right. I want to talk about inflammation. What I've learned about inflammation, which is pretty interesting, is inflammation in the body is not unnatural, right? So there's a couple of things that I've learned. One, inflammation is a response to something happening within the body that doesn't belong, right? So in one ways, inflammation is actually a good thing. It's a response of the body, right? The body responds by becoming inflamed, kind of waking up, its defense mechanisms and going to attack that particular situation, that pathogen. Remember, I talked about, we've been going through kind of breaking down some of the larger terms and some of the different things. I'm trying to keep this at a real simple level, but anything that's getting in through your skin, through what you breathe in, by way of toxins, by way of chemicals, by way of the food that we eat, the body starts to inflame in order to attack those situations, right? So, what is inflammation? Inflammation is basically your increased blood flow, basically to help speed up healing. That's, in short, that's what inflammation is. We feel it, and that can be good or bad, right? So just focusing on the good side of inflammation, right? On the good side of inflammation is real simple. It's a natural response of the body to increase blood flow and start attacking whatever the virus is that is there. Now, last episode, in episode 4, we talked about the 5 different types of things that are, causing some issues and some different pieces that you need to pay attention to. Go back and watch that one. Today, what I want to talk about, as it relates to inflammation, is I want to kind of shed some light on. Again, these are things that I'm just learning. Maybe it may be for you. You might say, you know what, I really don't care about that. But as I say with every episode, you can make a lot of excuses for why you will or won't do something, but you cannot excuse the consequences of your inactivity. All right? So you can scroll past this. You can say, this ain't for me. And that's fine. But your body is telling. All right? Your body is literally telling on you, or trying to get you to wake up to, hey, there's something going on here. And you can't just keep ignoring it. And again, with coronavirus running around, with us not having a vaccine no time soon, when you listen to the doctors and what they're saying and the experts, I'd rather err on the side of caution to make sure that my immune system is running at its optimal, right? So thus I'm sharing the information that I'm using with you, right? Okay. So let's talk about it. There's a couple of things on the bad side of why your body will become inflamed, right? So there's good reasons your body will become inflamed because it's trying to tell you something. It's responding to something that's going on inside of your body. But there's prolonged inflammation in the body is problematic. All right. So there's a reason that the body does it. And when it's done, it shuts off. But if it's prolonged, it creates a lot of issues. So let me cover like 5 of the common reasons why our bodies will become inflamed, right? And then I want to talk about some of the ways we see it, right? So there's real physical evidence, right? And we'll talk about those. But let me kind of cover these quick 5, right? The first one, weight gain. That's easy to see, right? So weight gain is a inflammation. I would say a byproduct of inflammation, right? It's one of those things that a lot of times we don't like to recognize or talk about. So I'll give you a perfect example. When I first started my weight loss journey, right? I mentioned before I was 248 pounds. So, and I've never been the guy, like I'm not the dude that's like every other day trying to step on a scale. I've never been that. Didn't matter how much I weighed. But I'm saying when I became more conscious of it by going to the gym, meeting my trainer, starting the workout process, which was terrible in itself, because I couldn't even last 10 or 15 minutes in a workout at that time. When I finally did step on a scale, you know, some people get very frustrated because they're like, man, like I'm not dropping any weight, right? And again, go back to what yesterday, the last episode that I did, because like I said, we're not, your weight problems or your body issues, your habits are years in the making. It's not going to turn around because tomorrow you wake up and decide you want to do something. No, your resistance that you're feeling and the want to quit is based on the years of habits that you've been running the other direction. All right. If I get in my car right now and I'm supposed to be headed to Florida, but I bend the left on I-20 when I get to Georgia, or a right on I-20 and get to Georgia and just keep driving, I'm gonna end up in Texas. Now I can't get to Texas and realize I was wrong, and then all of a sudden go, well, I want to get to Florida in 5 minutes. Not gonna happen, buddy. You've been going the wrong direction for a very long time, right? So don't, when you think about really focusing on you and your personal wellness, when you start dealing with things like inflammation, when you start really breaking down like your own personal body, be mindful. You're also dealing with the habits and behaviors that you've ingrained in your DNA for years. All right. So quitting is not really an option because you will quit because it's hard, but yet you've been running that same way for years. Don't quit now that you woke up and had an idea to change something, right? Deal with the fact that this is going to be hard because I got however many years I've been running in the wrong direction. All right. So I just wanted to drop that side note. So when it came to my weight, my personal weight, like and again, I'm 6'2". So, some people say, well, Chris, it didn't look that bad, but I don't care who you are. I feel like a lot of times we will dismiss certain things that people say about or that they say about themselves because we're projecting on people, right? And just because I was 248 and 6'2", don't mean I didn't feel it. Doesn't mean I didn't notice what was happening. Doesn't mean I don't realize how many times, like if I could break down how many, because like I mentioned, I had acute asthma. How many inhalers I used to go through in a month? How many nebulizer treatments I used to do? Like my weight was a contributing factor because there was inflammation in my body, right? The inflammation is real. So here I am thinking, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and that'll help with my asthma. Not recognizing I am part of the problem with my habits and my behaviors, but I'm contributing to the overall inflammation in my lungs because I am not paying attention to the things that are creating the triggers for my asthma to stay at a very high level that has many times in my life been close to taking me out of here. So when you start breaking down like yourself and you start breaking down your weight and you start breaking down the causal factors, or when you decide, hey, I'm gonna start walking and I'm gonna start running and I'm gonna start bitting on this treadmill, I'm gonna get on this bike, whatever your journey is, I'm cool with it. But just be mindful, you've got years of habits, years of behaviors, years of poor eating that you gotta fight through, yes, because now you're trying to turn the corner. But then also inflammation, it's going to be a while before you start to see some dips. The difference is you can't quit, right? And you might have to try a lot of different things before you might start to see some results. Or find one good system that'll help you stay consistent, right? I think that's the big thing. Most people don't like to be consistent long term. We want to be consistent because I'm going to the beach in April. Or I want to be consistent because Thanksgiving is coming up. It's November 1st. Let me get on a workout regimen so I can eat what I want to when it comes to Thanksgiving. And then eat terrible the other 364 days of next year. What sense does that make? Right? So, if you got to start out with little mini goals, fine. But, let those mini goals start to become longer and longer and larger stretches, right? Larger milestones that you're trying to meet. Because it's amazing what we'll do out of desperation and these short-term goals and how we'll starve ourselves. And I mean, literally kill our bodies for these next couple of weeks because we want this one little moment to feel right in this outfit or to feel right when we go here. Never stopping to think, well, that's a mental thing. Because maybe in just a few weeks, all you did was get your body ready to lose weight. But you probably didn't lose a pound in 4 weeks. Again, you're fighting habits, behaviors, and all that stuff. So I want you to be mindful of the full picture, right? So don't feel like, and I'm just sharing with you like stuff that I had to deal with, right? This was Chris's self-talk, right? The things that I had to be honest with myself about when it came to trying to lose weight in this life and realizing, the inflammation was more than just the inflammation was a contributing factor to the amount of inhalers, the amount of nebulizers, the amount of steroids I used to have to take. And now I don't need them anymore. And I smartened up and realized, oh, snap, dude, you was doing it to yourself. So the first common cause of inflammation is weight. All right. You'll see that. That's a known factor that chronic weight issues might be stemming from something that's happening from an inflammation standpoint. You got to figure that out and be honest with yourself. The second one is kind of a push on the first one. So my weight has everything to do with the way I eat, right? So second is an unhealthy diet, right? So if I'm not eating right more consistently, then I can't expect a scale, like to expect the scale to lie to me is ridiculous. It's just the way I look at it. To work out one day and think that that's supposed to do something, that's ridiculous. For me to think when I thought, I just, I get in these couple months and then everything will be fine. Nope. You probably are just getting your body in a couple of months in a space to where now it's ready to lose weight because you got to get over the soreness, the lactic acid buildup from you haven't worked out in years, right? You got to get into a new regimen. So maybe the first 2 months you might not drop a pound. And as opposed to getting frustrated about that, remember again, years of unhealthy eating, right? You're eating way too many carbs, too much sugar, too many saturated fats, too many trans fats. That all contributes to inflammation long term. By the way, be clear. Some people, we've gotten used to pills, right? So we're used to pills, kind of take it, and it's not actually solving your problem. Um, there's in one of my leadership trainings, we use this example about if I start taking a pill for my high blood pressure, right? I don't have high blood pressure, but this is an example. So let's say I have high blood pressure, and I start taking a pill, right, from the doctor. Doctor prescribed me something. I start taking it. I feel a little better. Have I actually solved my problem, or did I just mask it? Because take that pill away, what happens to my blood pressure, right? And true solving of my high blood pressure problem means I got to be honest with Chris and say, if I stop eating so much salty foods, stop eating so late, if I start eating more green than I do fried and smothered and covered, right? I just want to talk facts. Now it's Sunday, right? And so this video is dropping on Sunday. I mentioned in the last video in episode 4 how, everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving. We can't wait, all of that food, and we get to naming this and naming that. But the truth, to be honest with you, we're eating Thanksgiving Sunday every weekend of our lives. And we got to be real with ourselves. Like, just be honest. The unhealthy diet is what's causing what's contributing to the inflammation, which is creating sustained weight gain. You can see how all these come together. That's number 2. Number 3. Now, number 3 has been addressed, I would say almost worldwide, but especially right here in the United States. I would say for the last at least 30 years for sure of my life, the fight to stop people from smoking has been real. Like, smoking is the carcinogens and what's in it actually trigger the immune system to be inflamed, because they're trying to get rid of the toxins. You're inhaling toxins. Okay, so but what I have seen here in the United States, I've never lived anywhere else, so I can't speak for other countries. I can say here, originally Virginia Slims, Newports, and whatever else people smoke, vaping and all that other stuff. It was a thing. It was all of that. It was this. It was that. It was a thing. But what I can safely say, especially here in the United States, there's been a real crackdown on helping people understand what are you doing to your body and stopping a lot of places to do it. Before, you smoke almost anywhere in the country. Now, you're at your job is a designated spot. Certain buildings, most buildings are smoke free. Renting a car, it has to be smoke free. Like, it's kind of become part of the norm. So, but I just want you to understand, you're inhaling whatever you smoking you're inhaling toxins. Your body's inflammation responses increase because that's what it's supposed to do. But increased inflammation long term in the human body is detrimental. So that's number 3. Smoking is a part of the issues when it comes to inflammation. Number 4, stress. Whew. Stress. Now, stress is a normal part of being human, part of being a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a caretaker, somebody who has a job, a wage earner. It's just a part of life. Okay. But some stress that we invite into our lives, relationships, trying to live higher than our bank account will allow, taking too many risks, right? Like, there's some stress that we that we invite into our lives, and that's not helpful. Now, what stress does, I'm just looking at my notes here. Stress increases the level of cortisol, the hormone that regulates metabolism and helps reduce inflammation. Increased levels of cortisol alter its ability to regulate inflammation and leads to the body creating inflammation as a response to stress. So when you raise cortisol prolonged, you're basically trying to rewire your brain, your body, And now it's just inflamed all the time. So, people, antidepressants, all manner of things that people are taking to try to reduce their stress levels. Um, there's lots of ways to reduce stress. 2020 in itself, let me put it this way. I have learned to separate my emotions from the reality of what's going on in certain aspects of my life. There's so many memes and posts about 2020 and coronavirus and this and that. It's not actually that stressful. The problem is we don't like to respond accordingly and just doing what's right. So our lives become stressful because we're focused on everything we can't do. We're focused on what people tell us what we shouldn't be doing. We're focused on, we're focused on a bunch of assumptions. We're focused on lies. We're focused on narratives. We're focused on. You think you allow too much to come in, and that creates the stress, right? How do I stay smiling? How do I focus on the task at hand? How do I keep my peace in my home? It's because, to be quite honest with you, noise is outside stuff, and we make sure that it stays outside. My wife and I are real big about keeping. When you walk through the threshold of our home, it's peaceful in here, and it's gonna stay that way. Anybody bringing something other than that version of peace, don't come here. We make sure we keep our stress level down as a couple, because we get together and we talk about things, and we discuss what we're feeling, how we feel, what's happening. We talk out loud. I think if you're in a relationship right now and y'all ain't having real conversations, like, that surface stuff is cool. But when the last time y'all talked about y'all fears? When the last time you just sat and held each other? When the last time you just discuss life? Talk about what you want. Talk about where you're hurting, where you feel like. When the last time you guys just gave each other a pep talk? Like, my point is that having someone that you can trust, that you can talk about things with, and by the way, they're not your dumping ground, but there's somebody that you can be honest with, right? Like, just get it out. Find a way to get it out without the use of other things. So, for example, if you're using, alcohol as a stress reducer, if you're trying to escape by using other things, that doesn't make your stress go away. Sports even, right? Sports can be an escape for a lot of people, but not the guys on the field and the ladies that's playing it. That's a stressful moment. They're trying to get through it, right? But we use things to try to get away from the realness. Like, if you don't have anybody in your life as far as a spouse or a significant other, a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, that's fine. Go get a counselor. Like, honestly, like, take that, club money or that trip money you was about to spend and go invest in you. Go get a counselor who you can bounce stuff off of, right? And just have a conversation. Sometimes that's all it needs to be, is a conversation. Saying whatever you're thinking, whatever you're feeling out loud, so that you won't be judged for it. It's just something you're feeling or something that you've been thinking. That'll help you reduce your stress. Meditation, prayer works, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, prayer works. Let me tell you something. Prayer works. Okay. Having a laugh every now and then works, right? But you got to reduce the stress. So that's number 3. Number 4. Most of us don't sleep well. I will tell you, I'm a night owl. So for some reason, my brain decides at like 10:30 at night, hey, it's time to wake up. And I could sit here and shoot videos or work on something or play video games. Like, I can just be up all night. And I'm trying to get better at that, because I do have to wake up early in the morning a lot of times lately. Part of my life the last 3 years has been early mornings, late nights. So I've been kind of burning the candle at both ends at times. especially with kids. But it's important that you get good sleep. Blacked out curtains can be helpful. Um, it's important that you get good sleep. So think about shutting off your devices maybe 30, 40 minutes beforehand. Again, the stuff that we tell our kids, but we don't do. Let's just be real, right? So shutting off the devices, cutting off the TV, anywhere in your room where there's, a bright light or something like try to shut it off. Like I like a dark room. I absolutely love a dark room. I believe in that. Learning how to, sleep properly, right? Get you a good pillow, right? My wife and I just re-upped on our bed. So, you got that mattress you've been laying on for 10 years. Get you a new mattress, right? Like it's the simple thing sometimes. And then you say, oh, that's a lot of money. Okay, a lot of money one time, or terrible sleep patterns and foggy brain and all these other issues and back issues for life. What do you want, right? So I chose to re-up. We read up, paid for our bed, got a little adjustable bed. The thing is freaking gold. I would have never thought I wanted one, but it makes the sleep that I get that much better. We got new pillows. I got like this cool temp pillow, and it literally does stay cool. Got us a new mattress. Got a support type bottoms called the Game Changer. Shout out to my man Greg Law over at Sweet Dreams. Go check him out if you in the North Carolina area. But the point is that listen, invest in the things that help you sleep. Let's put it that way. Get a diffuser in your room. I got a diffuser in my room. Put some water in it, peppermint, lavender, and a eucalyptus oil. Game time. Great way to fall asleep. But just invest in your sleep, man. Like you gotta get good sleep. The fifth one, and we'll wrap up on this, is you gotta remember exercise. I'm not gonna go deep into that. I could talk about exercise all day long. Listen, you need to exercise, okay? There's nothing else to talk about. You need to exercise. Go figure out what that is. Walking is an exercise. If that's where you gotta start, we'll start there. But exercise is important, y'all. It's just important. Nobody has to tell you that. You know that. It's just up to you whether or not you gonna take the action and go do it. Again, I think I probably told, I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you followed me and saw me go to a gym, you'd be like, this joke could be going to the gym busted. It's because I don't go to the gym, for me personally, for a fashion show. I don't go to the gym to look good. I don't go to the gym to look at me fresh. Nah, I go to the gym to sweat and work out and push myself to the limit. All of that is an ugly process. All right. So I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? Like it's not that. Again, I share stuff of what I'm doing on the video because countless people reach out and say, oh man, that was inspiring, man. Thank you. Please keep pressing. It's motivating me. Good. I want to motivate you to action though. Right. Like I want you to actually get up and go do something. So that's why I do it. Cause I realize there's a me out there somewhere going, man, if somebody would just talk to me about the way or just give me some motivation, right? So that's why I do it. But I'm not in there. Y'all don't see me in there like enjoying myself. I'm not in there smiling. I'm not in it. No, I'm in there half dying. My trainer don't care what day it is, what time it is. He ready to go, and I got to come with the same mindset, ready to meet that day and that challenge, right? But go work out. Go figure it out. You don't be trying to, I got to buy this first before I work out. No, you don't. You have a pair of shorts, you got a t-shirt, and you got a body, and you can walk, you can run, you can do push-ups, you can do squats. You don't need all that you think you need. You don't. You're just making excuses for the inactivity that you continue to keep. All right, let's just not do that. You need to go exercise. It's really, really important. Now, a couple of things that can also help you from a supplement standpoint, right? To reduce your inflammation. So I've talked about the 5 issues, right? And I'm gonna just quickly run through them. 5 reasons for common inflammation: unhealthy diet, smoking, stress, inadequate sleep, lack of exercise. I missed one, but we'll talk about it a little later, probably during one of these episodes. But toxins actually increase your inflammation in your body. Let's go back to my asthma story. So I thought it was just my stress, or I didn't think it was tied to my food for why I was needing 3 and 4 inhalers a month. y'all. I was needing the inhaler just to walk up the steps. It was bad, right? Needing my nebulizer every single night. It's crazy, and I'm a grown man. And I'm wondering, like, and I'm just thinking, oh, I guess this is just the way my life is gonna be. Till I realized, dude, you're using cleaning products in your house that have all manner of toxic chemicals in it, and you breathe that stuff in all the time, and you think, oh, that's just good in the name of clean. I'll talk more about that later, but for me, reducing those chemicals in my house and reducing my weight and putting in the right supplements totally changed the game for me to where I don't need an inhaler, don't have to use a nebulizer, don't need refills, don't go to the hospital every year scaring the heck out of my wife wondering if this is the one that's going to take him out. All right. So there's that. But let me give you an idea from a supplement standpoint of things that I take, right, that really help me continue that reduction of inflammation. That's been very helpful. One, I take something called Recovery AI. It reduces the inflammation in my body, in a good way, right? So obviously when you work out, the things that you're exposed to, it just helps keep it at a normal level and not create no craziness. Cold water omega-3s. If you're not taking omega-3s, it is really, really important. I take them every single day. Now the Cardio Omega EPA approved is a really important one that you could take. So you could get a basic omega-3, but the one I take gives me 1,000 milligram of EPA approved omega-3s. It reduces the inflammation immediately after my workouts, right? So I take that every single day. So I have a pill form that I can take that in, and then because my wife and I order our stuff online, we actually are able to also get it in a liquid form, which tastes great. Peach mango, oh my God, it's awesome for my omega-3s. By the way, here's something else. Smart tip for you who have young babies, small nieces and nephews that you kind of care for a lot. You should make sure they're on a good daily regimen of omega-3s. It helps with brain development in babies. All right. So I highly suggest omega-3s. But those are kind of some of the things that I use, right? Some of the things that I take for me, and it's kept my inflammation down. My recovery to my workouts is a whole lot better. I don't have the stress on my body that lasts long term. But again, those are small things that you do to take care of yourself. So anyway, I know this was a longer video, but I just wanted to share and tell you some stuff. So anyway, that wraps up episode 5. All right. So episode 5 is in the books. Episode 6 is coming up. Let's see. Episode 6, I'm going to be covering really the other side of this, which is some of the things that we really need to pay attention to around some areas, not only just about getting around and moving, but how do we manage the stress? Some things that can kind of help us, when it comes to our sleep and different things. I got a ton of stuff that we're going to cover. But again, episode 5 is done. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the replay. If you found this valuable, tell me in the chat. Tell somebody else. Hop over to my IG page, The Christopher Williams, because I'm getting ready to share just some quick pro tips and some things that I do here at my house to help me when it comes to keeping the inflammation down and keeping this weight off me. Man, it's hard, but I'm glad I've been doing it and focused on it. And I hope this information was valuable to you. Have a great, awesome day. This is the World According to Chris. Y'all have a great start to your November.